I'm here. Yes?
Me and Sledge are thinking about heading down, joining a caravan over to Donna.
Freshly caught!
What for? You like your ogres bigger?
We'd have work at least, and I'm damn sick of fish.
Effigy's eyes! It looks at me! Ah!
You must forgive, Zakua. I was not expecting you. Resting my eyes, I thought, waiting for the Malkachoa to bring me insight. It would seem I dozed. Good thing my master was not alive to see it. Are you real? Of course, I meant no offense, but I find it is best to ask when Malkachoa is involved. A small white mushroom. I have heard it called snowcap in these lands. It can reveal the true nature of many things. A teacher, not an owner. Zakua is a free man. Well, as free as any of us. I was freeing myself from vanity. Consider, how can one be vain who is bathed in the smell of dead fish? I had the idea when I passed this way earlier. I am pleased with the results so far. Yes, quite pleased. From battle, yes. I left them upon my enemies. These were struck against fear. These against pleasure. These were for vanity. I cannot take credit for all of them, but I did most of the good ones. I put them there in battle to remind myself what is real and what is. Our worst enemies are inventions of the mind, pleasure, fear. When we see them for what they are, I feel I have been close, but never for more than an instant. In the moment when the pain is sharpest, the world becomes clear. Of course, I am fortunate to have suffered so much. If I did not suffer, I would not aspire to free myself from it. I would wander from one unfulfilling goal to the next. More wealth, a better station. But to search for a place beyond suffering's reach is to nurture the soul. Suffering is the greatest gift the gods have given us. Their most beautiful, perfect creation. Gods, no. What a way to travel the world. The usual way is to smear yourself with the ashes of the dead. But they do not burn their dead here, so I have to make do with what the land provides. The cold seems to conquer the smell. I was visiting a monastery not far from here. I found it empty, but I met him. He carried a call for aid. Seeing that he would find no monks at the monastery, I chose to go in their place. Zawa is no longer young, but in combat he is still the greatest of the Takan people. It seemed only right that he should go. I would not say I am hired. I have chosen a path, and my spoils come from walking it. And this fortress, this Durgan's battery, its people are gone. Zawa would know why. If one wishes to swim, it is no time to argue with the current. We are here together in this moment because a perfect force has willed it. I will walk with you so long as the gods wish it so.
Cores.
Age has slowed me.
I'm here.
Feels like it's hardly worth putting the huts back up.
Better than standing out here shivering.
Huh, that's what I get for asking directions in the middle of nowhere.
Following your lead.
I'm here.
Say, I don't suppose you've seen any mysterious old buildings in the mountains lately, have you? No, but I've heard that name a lot around here. I'm looking for the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. It's an obscure temple dedicated to Andra. I'm a gift bearer. My job is to gather tokens of things people want forgotten. Best place to do that is the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. Well, you throw some things into the sea and maybe they wash up on shore, but you want something really good and forgotten. Anything that represents a moment or a memory someone wishes to leave behind. Well, love notes, awkward family heirlooms, bad poetry, the kinds of things you want to forget. The Abbey's all about forgetting. Wouldn't be much forgetting if I might be here a while. Half the villagers have never heard of the Abbey, and the ones that have, no one knows. So I'm trying to think of this as an extended holiday in a remote mining village that smells like fish. You won't regret it. I've got a lovely singing voice.
I like her already.
See you when I see you.
I'm here.
Yes?
Oh, it's working! Yes! I can't believe it! It's really... Oh. My ore locating divination tool. Well, that's what it will be. I have to calibrate it. Right now it seems to think you're a copper deposit. My Animancer contacts did suggest that a particular strong soul essence might interfere. I'm more interested in minerals in any case. I suppose that's possible. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, unfortunately. I'm trying to recreate the instruments that first led the Parkland dwarves to this mountain. This is my latest prototype. Centuries ago, dwarves carrying tools just like this one followed their readings to what is now the battery. If I can recreate their work, then I may be able to find ore deposits elsewhere. I was hoping to test it, but my arrival was delayed by word of the ogre attack. I haven't been able to find anyone to venture up the mountain since. Really? That'd be wonderful. I just have to adjust the device, you see. It should point you toward metal deposits. We already know the battery rests on some rich veins, but I was hoping to get a reading of the surrounding mountainside. If you can follow the readings to ore and bring back a sample, I can use it to refine. Thanks ever so much for this.
I'm here.
Uh-huh.
What's this?
It must be soon. 2 days, no more. Sorry. Didn't hear you come in. My ears aren't what they used to be. Wasn't the ogres, I can tell you that. Put a few arrows in one of those and they generally have the goods. But I've been hunting this wolf for near a year now. A man-eater. The beast has already claimed many lives. The first victim was my son, Saldrin. Got the better of me this last time. Distracted me long enough for one of its kin to turn up. Nearly bit me clean in half. I'm a few weeks out from trying to get no ordinary wolf. A monster. This creature is big. And I see the signs it leaves behind. The mess it made of the last couple of doesn't always finish its meals. Damn thing might be sick. In any case, it needs to be put down. It roams the russet wood out to the west. Seems to have decided the lake is a good place to find. It's picked off some scattered ogres from time to time. But mostly nothing to tell. Near misses, all of them. One time he clambered right up the cliffs to avoid my snares. Another time, he chased a bear into my camp. I nearly had him once. I could hear him below, eating, and I had the gun aimed right for him. He charged headlong into the tree to get at me. Nearly knocked me off my perch. And when I righted myself, he was gone. It needs doing. But I warn you, this beast is not to be trifled with. It must make its lair somewhere to the west. If you mean to go there, keep your wits about. Watch yourself on the mountain. In these lean times, everything looks like prey to something. I'm Thiersch. I've lived here long enough that Kith have started calling me the old coming to your elders for advice, is it? Well, I can tell you it won't be here much longer if things go on as they are. With the mines closed, we're losing people every month. Too many mouths to feed and not enough to support them. Even the game's dwindling. I've been lucky. I've hides and horns enough to keep the traders happy, but now the ogres are picking the rest of us off. The moment we started looking into Durgan's battery, it was like we'd kicked a hornet's nest. Made a good showing against that last group, by the way. I think you've given them reason to think twice about coming back. It's been a colder season than usual, and the elk herds aren't faring well. We're stuck fighting with the ogre clans and the wolves over what's left, not to mention the occasional beast. We've lost a lot of young hunters. It has. We had some hope in the early days that we'd be spared, isolated as we are. Not everyone's been so unlucky, of course. You'll see a few pampered sprats around. Long hours checking snares and waiting out elk, mostly. Used to hunt some of the big ones. Bear, stelgare. But up here, it comes down to necessity. Which means keeping Stalwart fed, or else keeping it safe. Thing is, the last hunt didn't go so well.
They gone? Have those nasty brutes finally left? I heard the ogres outside, tearing down walls and murdering folk. Don't remember how things got this bad. But you're the new adventurer, Renengild's latest volunteer. She said you don't suffer nonsense. Bet you whip those layabouts at the mine into shape. Did you say something to me? I was the overseer at the mine, back when it was running. Got shut down decades ago when we couldn't sell, but I still remember plenty about the mining business. And I got as many folk as I can dig in, praying to the salty wench that I don't forget too much afore they finish the job. Got to speak up?
Let's have some work, everyone. No time for dally.
A fine thing you reached us when you did. It would have burned the fishery next, mark my word. And the last thing this lot needs is another excuse to knock off early. Anyway, excuse the mess. If there's something you need, the clerk can get you sorted. Just watch your step if you have a mind to look around. The floors are slick and none too pleasant to fall on. Been running it 4 decades now. I reckon I can tell you what you want to know. It may stink of fish guts, but there's no place more critical to stalwart survival. Birds come and go, so there's seasons when our catch sustains the village. But try telling these folk as much. We go home each day covered to the elbows in fish oil and entrails, reeking of... Stalwart's shrinking, but it would disappear if we lost the fishers. I drive them hard, but I can't afford to do otherwise. Just about everything. I track the day's catches and see that our nets and hooks are in working order. My family's been in charge of the fishery since the early days of Stalwart. I know the best spots to find frost dive or an iron tooth. Need anything else?